what really got my attention was last year when this study came out, the taxpayer cost of divorce and unwed childbearing. And it was very, very potent because, for one thing, it demonstrated that we are losing $430 million a year in government expenditures on the direct fallout of family fragmentation, and that's a conservative estimate. We have I had a study then following up to that this summer that demonstrated we have a 12 times, a child that is from a broken home is 12 times more likely to be involved in criminal conduct or the juvenile justice system. 7 times more likely to fall into poverty. 3 times more likely to have school problems, such as being expelled. In fact, one of the findings in the study that I just mentioned indicates that you can have as much as 60 to 80% of poverty can be linked or traced back to the effect of broken homes. And again, these are some pretty high-powered academics. I've said it many times. This is the elephant in the living room. No one really wants to talk about this because the fact that, well, maybe we're having trouble in our marriage, or maybe I got a divorce, or maybe my sister has come from or is in a difficult situation. We're all affected by this. So maybe it's so big we don't know how to approach it. The problem is it's a big problem. So at some point someone has to maybe give it a nudge a little bit and see if we can work on this a little bit better. The trap we fall into sometimes, though, is expecting that just because government gives you more money, then that's going to solve the problem. And I think that there are some creative things that we can be doing that are going to give us some better result in addition to spending more money. And that's what we were talking about. A couple of really quick examples that we have done here in Oklahoma that have been very, very successful are the Tulsa County Coalition for Child Protection. Basically, they got one person through a grant to coordinate the efforts of all of these different agencies and nonprofits toward child protection. And they have evidently had some fantastic results there, improving their outcomes on getting the services to coordinate, getting better services available to the children, to the families in need, and getting the ultimate goal of having their children better protected in Tulsa County. So we've got a great model up there, very creative. Didn't cost us anything. And another wonderful model that really needs to be heralded is what Judge Miller and the citizens of Canadian County did a few years ago when they said, essentially, to heck with state government, we're not going to wait around on you. And they voted in a small sales tax to build a juvenile justice omnibus center. And again, I'm a big conservative. I don't like taxing and spending. But if you're going to tax local, and if you're going to spend on core government, which criminal justice is, public safety is. If you can get to them earlier, all the data demonstrates you get to your kids earlier, you're going to get better outcomes from a public safety standpoint, and they have had tremendous results there.